Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the last press conference of the day. Patriots basketball versus APR basketball. We are joined by Coach Sani, Gabachinka, and Hubert Saj from Patriots basketball. So, Coach, first question is from the results tonight. You lost Gaba in the critical moment of the game. How did that affect the results of the game tonight?
Thank you so much. Of course, it did affect us. And I don't know why you don't bring referees also to the press conference. But I don't like to comment about the ref. I think this is my first time I say this. But today, they will all knew, I don't know, but they didn't do a good job, to be honest. So there's even a time where I said it was 5 seconds to go. They gave them 14. They made a basket. I kept complaining about that. They didn't even care. The only thing they did was give me warning. So, sorry to say that. I know it's not good to comment about the ref, but it affected us because Garba is our biggest player and he controls the paint. He does everything, but sometimes they don't even call a foul on him. But on the other side, I don't know. Okay, it affects us to be brief.
Okay, Gaba, same question. You live in the game at that critical moment. What was going through your mind and knowing that it was a critical game that you guys had to win?
Thank you. It's basketball, 40 minutes of running up and down. Sometimes you cannot predict what happens in the game. But we as athletes are focused on that too. We know how many fouls we have. We know how we try to manage ourselves. But just like Coach says, there are things you cannot predict in the game when it comes to the referees. Like you try to, at the point where you have 4 fouls as a player, you try to avoid the last one, but it catches up with you. But I really felt like those are things that we should, like in the next coming game, we'll watch out for, not put ourselves in a situation where we have to say, this is the reason why we lost.
Okay, Saj, going into the first half, the momentum from a team was great, but coming from the second half, the momentum shifted, and in the third quarter, we saw APR get 35 points. You got 22 points as a team. So what really happened after the first half?
Thank you. What happened after the first time? We keep lacking, but they come harder than ours. And then, press the referees coach say it was terrible. It was terrible. That's why, stay consistent was a little bit harder because, you playing with the team, press the referees, so it was crazy. Yeah.
All right, now we're going to open up the floor to the members of the press. Keep your questions to 2 questions maximum. Introduce yourself, the press you're representing, and who you're addressing in your question.
Thank you. Coach, my name is Dylan. I work for the New Times. I have only one question for you. We have been here, saying that we are going to return and try to correct something on our game, and today we are remaining with only one game on Monday. Honestly speaking, is there anything that you think that your team is not giving out 100%? If there is no that thing, can you tell us what do you think about your journey throughout these playoffs? Thank you.
Thank you. I think I only surrender when it's over. It's over when it's over. That's why it's game. They have to win 4 games. So they beat us 3, we can beat them 3. So just to be brief, we'll come hard again play. If you see today, the bench points, they contributed. The fast break, we did good. Again, this is a shooting team. Sometimes that's the percentage. Now the goal was to keep them at least below 10 threes, so we couldn't manage. But At least there's something we did great. We played fast. We've been aggressive. So everything was within, apart from the points from turnovers they had. It's not that bad. I just appreciate my players. It's a basketball. Someone has to win. But I think they are growing. They have done everything they're supposed to. We will come back again and play hard. So it's only over when it's over.
Yeah, Chacha Boke from YSN. My question is for GC. GC, the attitude that you play with on the offensive side seems to have an edge over the APR big men. APR big men are just not able to come at you defensively, but also offensively, you play as if they're not in the D. What is it about Coach Munyanda Mutsasani's coaching that allows you to be the player you are on the offensive side and on the defensive side as a big man?
Thank you for the question. I think as basketball players, whenever we step on the floor, we try to do whatever we can to give ourselves a chance, especially when you come to a game where you know your opponents have a lot of firepower. You know, you're not gonna come to the game with a mentality that you're gonna lose. You come to the game trying to fight it to the end. So my mentality as a basketball player, every time you in front of me, I don't see it as a threat because I'm here to try to give myself a chance. So I feel like low-key I let my team down. I shot bad this first. I shot bad in this series. I will adjust to that because I started that in the game so to set up a tone for my team to, feed off of. But we're going to get, like Coach said, the series is not over. It's not over until it's over. So we're always going to give ourselves a chance, put ourselves in positions to give ourselves a chance to be able to fight back. The only difference between us and them is the opportunities they're giving themselves, and they're sticking together, and the confidence they're doing it with. It's not different from us. We're the same thing. It's just, at this point, we just have to be the dogs we know we are. The dogs we've been in the regular season. It will help us.
Last question for Coach. Coach, you're almost not being able to just find a long-term solution for the offensive power of APR. What role do you think having young players and the inexperience that your players have, Hubert Sarge being his first time in the playoffs, coming from 3-on-3, looking at Damari and being also his first time in the playoffs, and even his first time in the finals. What do you think that youth and that lack of experience is playing in this series?
Thank you so much. So as we said, it's a continuous improvement. So when we start the season, inside the league, I don't know if maybe you were the only one person to believe in us. Everybody else we're not gonna make the playoffs. So the young guys, I'm very proud of them. They have made a huge improvement every single night. They improved, and I'm very proud of them. Of course, that also plays another role, because if 90% of them is their first time they play finals, especially here in Rwanda, it's only like 2-4 players who play the finals. Maybe like Garba, Jeff, they play the finals somewhere else, but here it was the first time. And you see how they contribute, being him, Jeff. So again, the young guys, they did their job. And it's a continuous improvement. They are improving every night. They are experiencing this. You can never buy experience. If you look today, like William, he only played 15 minutes, and he's a 6-6 out of 3s. That's 18 points. So APR has guys, you do everything, someone else comes in today. Tomorrow someone else comes in. So of course we expect that. And we know experience is part of the advantage. So for me, I can't blame my guys, and I can't even ask more. We just need to keep pushing, extra effort. But so far, they have done amazing. I'm very proud of them.
Coach Messi, elevate the game. Coach, mfite ibibazo bibiri nshaka kubaza. Icya mbere turebye kuri statistique ubona ko game yari tight. First half all of the control. wari umaze gutsinda 3 points esheshatu ariko game yose arangiye ufite 3 points. Nditekereza ko cyabuze muri second half kugendera n'amanota turuka hanze ya behind the perimeter. Icya kabiri ubu ngubu uri down 3. Yes, it's over when it's over. But we've never ever seen that happening in basketball. We are teams down 3-0 but ending up tying the series or winning the championship. What makes you believe that you're surely gonna come back? And as Patriots fans, what do they have to expect?
Thank you so much. I don't know if I answered the question in Kinyarwanda or in English. Murakoze. Karita ya kabiri yarangiye tubere imbere inota rimwe nimba ntibeshye. Ubundi turapuye ntago abantu bose bakina systeme zimwe. So batsinda turapuye tugatsinda depo kandi tukabatsinda sometimes. Hago ikibazo cyo kuvuga ngo urastopinga gute turapuye zabo. So baba bafite solutions nyinshi nkuko navugaga uyabona uyu munsi William yaje afite 3 points kuri 6 ari 100%. So nujya kureba ugasanga Craig afite enye muri mu 9 Tefar afite 3 muri 6. Ibyo abo ni abantu uyu munsi mpoyo nimba yaguye 3 points zingahe ejo siza guha bafite alternative zitandukanye. So twatsinze 3 points nibyo ariko dutsinda izindi ebyiri kandi percentage ntago yari mbi muri attempt twafashe 8 muri 21 bafite 17 muri 36 ni percentage nziza. That's their game and that's what they believe in. Niyo mpamvu yibashije kuzistopa which is not easy. Inshuro nyinshi tubatsinda nuko batsinda 3 points ziri munsi y'10. So sometimes you have to give them credit because offensively they are better. So you have to adjust accordingly. Nimba ushaka kubatsinda nuko ubyibuze ubamanura bagatsinda munsi ya 80. Iyo niyo yari plan yacu. Ariko fast break najyo twabishakaga twabigezeho. Igisigaye nuko ubutaha twongera tukaza tukagerageza kwitanga muri defense nanone. Trope ntago babuza kuzitsinda ariko at least tukagabanya iyo margin yabo. Nicyo navuga. Kuba turi 3 down uvuze ko ntago birabaho ariko twigeze kuva from 3-1. Yes, it's 1. Maybe you can make another history and take it to the game 7. Yeah. Abafana icyo nabizeza nuko kugeza ubu turabashima ko batuba hafi bakomeze batube hafi. Ntago umuntu wamuba hafi ariko ari mu bihe byiza gusa. So nigiye ari mu bihe bibi, if you are loyal you have to be there and you appreciate them.
Thank you. The member of the press asked what was the difference between the first quarter and the second quarter and why they kept the momentum slowed down in the second quarter. Coach Sunny answered that the reason why the second quarter was tough was because they won a lot of 3 points. And their strategy is to make sure that they try to stop it for the next game. The second question was if whether they will come from 3-0 during the playoffs to maybe winning the championship. And Coach Sunny answered that he's gonna try to make history as they did before, and they only ask the fans to be loyal and to stay behind them.
Hi, Coach. Don't know if this. Yeah. Hi, Coach Sunny. First of all, congratulations on getting to the finals. As you mentioned, teams didn't expect you guys to get here. My question is regarding keeping the team together. It's a very young team. Patriots has struggled to keep the teams together after a season, and I think that has come out to haunt it over time. Because if you see the other teams around you, they're keeping their teams together. One, do you think that's going to be a possibility next season, keeping that team together? Two, you talked about players improving season in, season out. Franklin, arguably the MVP of the season. Teams have figured him out, right? We all see it from the sides that, he can't go left. And that's what teams are giving him. How do you talk to a young player like that playing in his first playoffs to work off season and not sure that he's even coming back next season so that he can, is that something worth investing in? And how do you bring his morale up even to go to game 4, knowing that no one is going to give him the right, they're all putting him left and he can't go left?
Thank you so much. About keeping the team together, that's a strategic plan. And I believe the management will take care of that in consideration. So I think apart from the last year, before that, we had kept players together for more than 5 years. I myself played for Patriots more than 8 years. So for the team that wants to be sustainable, I believe you can't keep all of them, but I believe some of the young talents that want them to grow, it's surely they're going to be kept. I believe management will do that. So on the playoffs, you said about Amaria, him going on the right side. So yes, you might know he would go right and you go right and score on you. Of course, he has to improve on that. But I think the Amaria can go both sides. Everyone has his strong side. His strong side is right, as you're saying, but he also uses left. So we talk every day, the way he's going to work his game and what he think he can work on. So he has got exposure. He's the MVP, though I'm not just giving the result, but he's among the top. You don't know if I believe I will stay blessed and stay with him. It's not only him alone, even many others. We'll be working together off season. We're not gonna just sleep. If you want to grow, that's the development we're putting in place. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Coach. Thank you, Gaba. Thank you, Hubert. All the best in the next game. Good evening once more. Welcome to the last part of the press conference. Patriots basketball versus APR basketball. We are joined by head coach James Edwards, player number 6 William Robbins, and player number 24 Tiafale Leonard Jr. So, coach, first question is: your team in the last game you won beyond from the perimeter, and tonight we have seen that most of your points have come from almost everyone contributing. So was that the game strategy coming into this game?
Definitely. We wanted to approach the game, be able to play with variety, be able to attack in different ways. I think Patriots has been kind of consistent with their game plan. Wanting to try to take away our threes, we have to be able to continue to put pressure on the rim. Garber's been doing a great job challenging down there, and those guys have been doing a great job closing the paint. But we're we're a very versatile team. We have a lot of players that have a lot of different abilities, and for us, it's all about being able to execute the right things at the right time. When we have the paint, when we have the three, and then our defensive end. Being able to play the defensive end, get us some fast breaks, get ourselves some easy baskets. We try to attack in a variety of ways, and I think we did that well tonight.
Okay, Tiafale, so 29 points from you tonight. Everything seemed to be working tonight. Can you talk a little bit about that game, how you sum it up.
Just a lot of shots was falling for me that I usually take, that I work on. Just slowed my mind down and played my game tonight.
Williams, team captain, tonight you shot 6 out of 6 from the 3-point line. How was that night for you?
It was a good night. No. I mean, I'm a shooter, so I'm always going to be ready. You know, sometimes I don't have, looks. Sometimes I will have. So I will just be ready to shoot and get the best out of it.
All right. So we are going to open up the floor to the members of the press. Kindly keep it to 2 questions. Who you are seeing when you ask your question and the media house you represent.
Thank you. My name is Dylan. I work for the New Times. My question goes straight to the coach. Coach, I believe that when a team or when some players contribute, we see it as a win of a whole team. But from a fan perspective, people see that you really rotate your game on some players, but not including those players who are run-and-rooted players, for instance, like Justin, Witonze, who have been contributing throughout the regular season. Even most of fans out there also complained why a player who have been, a great point guard in round, Troubles Gabiosino Muchiza Jean-Jacques Rousseau is not among of those players whom we really see in the game. Many, can I say, having a lot of minutes to play. Can you speak out on that? On that complaint?
Yeah, the first thing I'll say is if you look at our team, there's nobody on our team that's played less than 14 minutes a game this whole season. There's not another coach in the country that's been able to do that. Not another one. All of our players have done their job this year. All of our players have been able to contribute. We trust all of our players, right? Understanding the playoffs, it's a series. Sometimes it's your series, sometimes it's not. Right? That's called coaching. That's called strategy. That's called basketball. That's why it's a team sport, right? William came out tonight, burned the net up, right? We could also say that William wasn't playing a lot of minutes in the Tiger series, came late in the series. Came out tonight, stayed ready as a professional, burned the net up, right? As a fan, any fan, including myself when I was growing up as a fan, you want the game to look like you want it to look like. You want your favorite player to be the star every night. That's basketball. From a fan perspective. On a basketball perspective, it's about strategy. It's about balancing your group. It's about getting contributions and trusting everybody on your team. Our players trust each other. If it's one person's night, they applaud it, right? So a lot of times in the media, you try to make it like this one versus that one, this one versus that one, right? You don't know if Wilson's sick. You don't know that. As a fan, you just want to see him dressed, right? Yeah, so, you got to, as media, you guys have done a really good job probing as much as possible, especially you. We talked about imports last week, and he's talking about Wilson. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, media, you guys are doing a great job. You're doing your job. But all I'm saying is there's so many things that come into basketball. It's a team sport, right? We all believe in each other. Right now, we're 3-0 in the finals. We're trying to go 4-0. We would love to win the championship. Win a championship, it's going to be every player on our team. It's going to be every staff member in the organization. It's going to be everybody. Everybody's contributed.
Hey guys, Chacha Boke from West End. Today I'm going to change the tempo. I think I've gotten a bad name for asking negative questions, so I'm going to ask some positive questions. I have 3 questions one for each of you. Tiafale, I'm going to start with you. It seems like after the BAL and after you got injured at that time, it seems like there's almost been a progression in your game. And there's been a lot of good talks about Coach James May and how well backcourt players do on his teams. Talk a little bit about how your game has evolved, seeing you now getting comfortable from beyond the arc, but also seeing you now becoming a more chill player, not as aggressive, and only going for those aggressive plays as and when you have clear runway.
Just having a lot of talks with coaching staff, agents, my mom, just like calming my mind down, doing what's best for me, just calm myself down during the game, being aggressive, picking and choosing when to be aggressive, and like when I'm shooting, just calm down. And working with James has been helping me work out with him every day. So best thing that happens for me.
Question for Robbins. Robbins, watching your game for the entire season, it always seems like it's either you're having a terrible game or you're having the best game out of every player in the world, right? I mean, 6 out of 6 from the 3-point is just ridiculous. What is it that contributes to making you have a good game or having a bad game? Is it just the sky of the night that day, or is it something personal?
It's basketball. I think it's basketball. You're gonna have good nights, bad nights. Today is a good one. We'll go on the next one to see if it's a good or bad. But we want to do as best as we could. And I don't think it's a personal thing, or we just go for it. And when I'm open, I'm shooting. That's it.
Last question. This is the only negative question for Coach James. James, looking at how your playing style is, it almost seems like backcourt players do very, very well on Coach James's teams. I mean, look at Craig, look at Tiafale, look at Adonis, look at Robbins. But then it seems big men just seem to struggle on your teams. I mean, look at how Otobo's performed during the season. Look at Mohamed Du today having no contribution on the scoreboard. Look at Osborne today fouling out early and also just having 5 points. So what is it about your coaching style that doesn't necessarily work with bigs?
I think that the first thing you have to do is be researched. We just had Aliou Diarra for 2 years. He went NBA and EuroLeague. You can't say big men don't do well here. Impossible to say, right? Your media, do the research. He's playing EuroLeague. If you could tell me another player in Rwanda that's going EuroLeague, I welcome you to say the name. Hasn't happened. How many big men have we had? Otobo's been here, and Otobo's had a great year.
You've said only Aliou Diarra. I've said 5 big men who are not doing well.
Who's not doing well? But not doing well how? Mo's not doing well? Mo's not doing well. Have you seen his efficiency since he's been here? Maybe I need to show you my value point scale so you can see what impact is. Right? Right. So, I mean, it's okay what you're saying, but you got to do some research, get some stats. Right? Help him. Help him, Messi. Get some stats and start really paying attention to the analytics of the game and understand the impact that Mo has had. Osborne came off an injury. Osborne's had an incredible year. Osborne didn't even start the year playing. Osborne's been on the way up all the way through the year. Have you seen Otobo 2 years ago? Because every G League team is calling about him. The people that know, they know. All of our players have grown. Again, like I said, a lot of times you're on the outside, you want it to look like what you want it to look like. Otobo had a 20-rebound game this year. 20, right? He's played well. Our teams play well. Our teams continue to improve every single player from the beginning of the season. I just think it's all about perspective of how you see it. I think everybody's done well.
But you do agree that backcourt players do better than centers in your teams?
Our center went EuroLeague. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Our center went EuroLeague. What are you talking about? I think everybody does well.
Look at the numbers.
Look at them.
My name is Didier Amen. I work for RBL. I have 2 questions. One, Coach, were you satisfied with the way your players executed your game plan today? And the second, you are 1 win away from being crowned champions of 2026. What is the message to your players tonight, and what are you going to do to keep your players in a form for the last game?
Repeat the first question again. Sorry.
The first question says that were you satisfied with the way your players executed your game plan today?
Yeah, we did a great job executing the game plan. Our efficiency was high. Our shooting was good. We didn't make as many free throws, but we executed what we needed to execute. I think on both ends of the floor, defensively and offensively, we trusted each other. We played together, and we made key plays at the right time. As far as preparing for the 4th game, like we just won the 3rd game. We don't like to rush into our preparation, right? We take our time, we watch the film. It doesn't matter if we win a game, we always go back and analyze the different things that we could do well, different areas we struggled at. So we don't have that yet. But the message for our team is, obviously any team, would say is like we want to close it, right? We want to close the game. We have to come with that energy. Patriots is going to put up a great fight. They've done it all year. We just have to be prepared for that game mentally and physically.
Yeah, Arnold OSN. I want to go back to game 2 and bits of game 3. Regarding game 2, or even the previous series, looking at the Reg Patriot series, how much did the way Reg played DiMaria and figuring him out in that game 2, that, you know, he's the league MVP arguably last season, in the regular season, but teams hadn't figured out that, you know what, he can't go left or he has to work on his left. And you guys are throwing Robbins, you're throwing Adonis at him, and everyone, the way they're guarding him, early blitz in the game, pushing him to go left. As a young player like that, what do you say to him, and how much of the way Reg guided him has affected your strategy in the way you've played him in this series? That's one. Second question is regarding your own strategy, right? You seem to, it doesn't matter if it's a good day, bad day, you throw it up 3 from 3 from 3 all throughout, and you have shooters throughout your team. Coming back from game 2, the previous game, Jeffrey Stubbs, he was having a phenomenal first 2 quarters. Went for about 23 points, 22 points. You can correct me if I'm wrong there. But then in the last 2 quarters, he could only score 3-4 points. We saw Leonard and I don't remember the other player, but there were early blitz as soon as he crossed the halfway line. The change of strategy and in-game strategy. What do you tell your team at halftime to make those quick game adjustments? And yeah, how are you playing, DiMaria?
Well, first, I'd like to say thank you for acknowledging the job that our coaching staff and our players do as far as making adjustments, executing, right? That's the coaching, right? Of course, watching Reg series, right, we're going to scout, you know, just like they're scouting us. Of course, when teams have a good strategy, you have to be able to implement it, right? That's the scouting part of coaching. That's the work behind the scenes that happens all night and throughout the days before it gets to the players, right? But at the end of the day, when you have a plan, the players have to be able to execute it. We have very smart players, very locked in tuned players, and they do a great job of being able to go on the floor and execute. That's why, to your second question, we're able to make changes at halftime and go out and get the job done. Our players are dedicated and committed to doing everything they can to make this team win. They pay attention. They adjust. We're very flexible, right? And we have to remain that way to be able to go out here and win game 4.
One for the road. What do you tell a player like DiMaria? He's a young player, right? And the offseason is coming. He needs to work on something regarding his game. If you were his coach, what would you tell him to do differently in the offseason?
I don't know. Whatever it is, I would probably tell him if he asked me. It wouldn't be something I would say in the media when we have game 4 coming up. Great question.
So, Coach Messi, elevate the game. I have one question for T. Following up on your comments that once Craig wakes up, there is nobody really can beat you guys. So how do you see your dynamic changing on the court once you are fully healthy and playing alongside him at 100%?
Best duo out. We're just the best duo out. Me fully healthy and him playing how he plays. I don't see nobody in the world that could beat us. And then we got a good, role players to help us out, because defenses will make changes to try to stop us. And just like William going 6 for 6 today, that helped us. But then we had Empoyo this series, last series, shooting the piss out the ball. G coming in this series, playing good, barely playing in the first series. So it's really not about just me and Craig, it's about the whole team. But yeah, us two together is hard to beat.
We've come to the end of the press conference. Thank you, Coach, Tefale and Williams. All the best in the next game.
Thank you.